Hey, I'm Lerp. If you're new here, I review and analyze indie games for developers and provide feedback to them. The game I'm looking at today is called The Remainer. It's a horror survival game, and if you like getting scared, this is absolutely a game you gotta try the fuck out. Like, I don't know if I'm biased to something's going on in here, but like even trying to review the footage had me freaking out a little bit. We're on an abandoned spaceship that's just careening through space, and we seem to have lost all navigation controls, so we're just kind of hoping we don't crash into some shit. And not only that, it seems like humanity's kind of at its last limb here. We kind of look like re-dead mannequin people now. While you're playing the game, you absolutely need to wear some headphones, and you can't really be doing other shit. You'll need to be paying pretty close attention to all the sounds in the environment. Like, it's a lot of like hints and shit like that. The game right now is currently set up as just, basic fetch quests. You run out, you grab some shit, return to the medical bay, all while dodging and ducking these various assholes who are trying to fuck your shit up. And you just learn about the secrets of the world while you do it. The game does exactly what it wants to do and exactly what you'd hope it does. So if you want to check it out, the demo's on Steam. Otherwise, I'm going to move on into the feedback now. This dotted font we're using on a lot of the UI and shit, it's really more for like discotheques, or to kind of get across more like an Atari retro vibe rather than like a horror vibe. So it feels kind of like out of place. This other font here looks really good and grimy. And I'm sure some people probably think it's neat if it was just like more like the main menu design for the UI as a whole. But I do enjoy UI minimalism and like high contrast on this shit because I think it should be nice and clear. But it's always just an option. The developer did have some complaints about the UI, so I figured I would just mention it. I'd like to see some more visual indicators in this game too, in addition to some of the audio that's occurring. So just for instance, when we're bleeding out, we hear like drips, and if we look down, we can see blood dropping on the ground. But it would probably be better if we had like some red coming in from the screen edges, just because like with so many noises going on in the environment, it's hard to like really tell if you're even hurt or dripping or nothing like that. And if you were like this guy, I would assume you'd be aware that you're hurt, like you'd be aware that you're like fucking got shanked and you're bleeding out. It's generally good practice to have some kind of effect when we're talking to NPCs, either it be like a cutscene or dialogue boxes, or in this case, just have us pan up to their face so we're not like stuck awkwardly staring at their chest or like off to the side. It just kind of like, helps with the whole immersion thing. We tend to look at people while we're talking to them, or while they're talking to us. We have this Carnage cosplayer running around the whole area, and we don't really have a way of avoiding him rather than like pure chance. So just to help us not walk directly into him, it would be cool to have like some indicators, like hearing specific noises, or the camera could pan at the door with some like minor screen shake or pulling and doling the brightness in an attempt to like create a sense of dread that way. Because again, it just like feels unfair when he's right there and you had no way of knowing. It's also not like a guaranteed death sentence. Like you can theoretically escape still and live, so it's not really like the end of the world. But at one point it happened to me like pretty quickly back to back in completely different spots. So the second occurrence felt pretty cheap and frustrating rather than scary. So, just some kind of indication of where he's at and creeping around. My main complaint for the game right now would be that at the moment the areas are quite repetitive. So it's easy to get lost and not know where you're trying to go at all. But pretty much the first thing the developer said to me was that they're currently in the process of designing the fixes for that. They have like this big overhaul they're doing to all of these repetitive hallways and shit. I do wish that like the game were more than like a series of fetch quests, but it's the complete norm for the genre. Like it's pretty much that or basic puzzles, and basic puzzle injections tend to be more annoying than fun. So I don't really have anything else to add to that. I'm just complaining about the genre as a whole, basically. And finally, I fucking hate horror games that can consistently scare me. So I never ever want to come back to this game. But if that's what you're down for, this one's absolutely for you. Anyway, that's it. Bye.